Yo, yo, what's up, good people? The boys from the Facts and Geek Zone are back again with another dope episode for y'all. As per usual, I'm Izzy.
I'm Real.
And today, we're, I guess, technically continuing with our MCU recap series,
Yeah,
but it's like a
slash
real-time
real-time, yeah,
review.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Hot off the press, people. Not
Listen,
even
man.
like.
Yeah. Barely 30 minutes later,
Yeah.
we're giving you our Spider-Man review, while it's nice, fresh and hot and burning in our minds. And y'all know the usual preamble by now, but dog, dare I even ask if you love the movie? Like,
I mean, we can skip the end part and say it's making the top 5 now.
oh, listen. Yeah.
Maybe no.
Forget-
It's making the top 3.
Never mind the whole burying the lead, whatever, and the build up. And
Yeah.
listen, man, this was incredible.
Yeah, probably
Incredible.
one of the best sequels
Oh, yeah.
they've produced.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
the best sequel.
So, fair warning, this is going to be us just, fanning out basically from start to finish. I think, more so that than critique. But
Yeah.
it is well earned, man.
But also, it's like an overload for me. So I know I've missed a lot of things.
Yeah.
I will miss a lot of things.
And I mean, even with the usual stuff that we do, right? We normally say we'll have seen it at least twice, even if it was once
Yeah.
when it originally came out and then
again,
once
yeah.
just before the review. But for me, there's usually that fear on the way, like, am I going to forget about, and then next thing you know, you're flowing through it so
Yeah.
nicely. So I'm counting on that, at least, making the case today. But I know no matter what, there's just going to be so much that we end up covering. So let's just start off with like your overall summation of it, and then we'll dig into the specifics.
What a great story arc coming in from the third movie.
Yes.
It really is a full circle type movie.
Yeah.
And at every point they had you. They had you, and then to see your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man be your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I think this is the best iteration of it. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And that kid from No Way Home to the young man he is now in Brand New Day it was really well written and well portrayed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nah, man, this for me, yo.
Now, I was sitting next to this man. I can tell you. I can tell you.
Yo. It's funny. Small little tangent to that point. I went to go watch Odyssey, some of our friends and all that, and then one of them was like, Izzy, watching a movie next to you is such an experience, like. Yeah. And in my head, I had to be like, oh yeah, you weren't there, so and you're like the one person. There's like nothing new that can surprise you at this stage, but everyone else is like their first time still getting to know that side of me. But all that's to say, I don't know why they gave me 100% of my seat, because I only used 3/4 of it most of the time. Like from the moment we sat, like I'm just there, like locked in and whatever, and I'm like, and in certain moments I'm like sinking in, and other moments I'm like this, and other moments I'm like, oh my word, what is happening? But it's look, of course we are in the comic book space, and this is a sequel, and Marvel MCU, there is that subsection on subsection, but overall, as far as just movie experiences,
It's just a good movie. Yeah.
we I don't know how many times we say the cinema is back.
Yeah.
This is certainly one of the movies that are a testament to that, and its greatness greatly transcends, its specific subgenre. And the funny thing, they almost had me, hey, because for quite some time as I was going through it, I'm like, look, there are not only so many great moments, easily the movie with, at least recently, but overall there's a conversation about how many great moments it had throughout. But I kept saying to myself, but I'm missing the great movie aspect of it. Some of these things I'm like, okay, how are you gonna time? This is of course before we get to the end.
Okay, yeah. Got
And
you.
then there was like a certain point, it looked like it's slowing down. And I'm like, okay, fine. And then it comes right back up, and then puts like such a forget a sailor's nuts, like a sailor's bow even on the whole thing. And then I was like, that's exactly what I was looking for. Everything else I've enjoyed, but you still need to tell a great A to Z story, and they gave that to me and then some. If I say standouts, what comes up top of mind?
Frank Castle.
Yeah.
Frank Castle.
John Bernthal, man.
Actually, I would say Tom Hollander, obviously.
Yeah. We can get to him because...
But like, that's the obvious one. But
Yes.
for me, it's the support.
Yeah.
The support cast. Like, all three of them, Ned, MJ, Tom Holland, Peter Parker. Sorry, Maynard.
The core three.
They've grown up with these characters, and you could see they've grown up with these characters, and these performances were a lot more mature.
Yes. Yes.
Not shying away from their quirkiness initially.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could see it's a lot more mature now.
Yeah.
Supporting cast as well. Sadie Sink, shout out to her.
Why is that name familiar, man? Is she in
Stranger
something?
Things. Stranger Things, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sheesh. For a debut.
Into the MCU for sure, and the specific character that she's playing, we know is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Between her, John Bernthal, him getting his MCU flowers on the big screen this time.
Yes.
And then just to see Mark Ruffalo again is always good fun. A little tie in there.
Yeah.
And then a little familiar faces you would have seen here and there.
Sprinkled throughout. So
you would have seen them in some series or some movies and stuff like that. And they all really encompassed it really well. So the supporting cast. What stood out for me is the web slinging or the...
Yes.
Even though it's not in IMAX, but...
Dude.
Hey
man,
felt...
leave some talking points for me, Like, leave some, No, go on. I'm just making the joke that so many of the things I have, ready to go, you like hitting them. Yeah.
The web transportation scenes, when he's swinging through the buildings.
Slinging and
Like the way they pan the camera and it's beautiful. Like you felt you were swinging with him.
Yeah.
Action scenes, man.
Yeah.
And just the ingenuity and using Spiderman and each of their own stuff.
Yeah.
And then I guess for me as well, good movie's only as good as its story, so you can shout out to the story as a whole.
Yeah. I think I want to start by echoing the maturity aspect of it, right? And here's why that's important. Don't forget, this is the fourth Spider-Man movie, eh? And
the only other one is Thor.
Yeah. And Thor's the only other two.
Apples and
Captain America, depending on how you wanna.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's still like early days, I guess, as far as the fourth iterations. But again, talk about setting a standard going forward. And again, the importance of the maturity is that not only have we seen the character so many times, and the fourth thing is just the solo movies. He's of course appeared in others as well. You always need to be mindful of, we normally talk about, okay, what story are they telling this time around? How is that going to be different? But any single time a particular character appears, each subsequent appearance, there has to be a little something different. Don't just have him there for the sake of being there. And in some instances, like Deadpool, we don't want Deadpool to grow, mature.
No. He's just be Deadpool. Yeah.
So... And certain actors have that as well. It's like, no, we always want you to be you. You're Jason Mantzoukas and so on. Like, do your thing, fine. But for the most part, we need a little, not even maturity per se, but just something to differentiate from the other views. Otherwise, like, he's doing that thing again. And this, across the board, was done so amazingly well. We would speak so many times in the previous iterations that we forget he's a kid. He's a kid.
Now he's a young adult,
Exactly. And you feel that separation in the story, in the acting, but even the look.
Yeah.
Like he's got his extended little curly hair. And the fact that they even had flashback scenes, it like hits you even harder than, man. He
does
you
look
see
younger,
him there, and you're like, so baby face, whatever. He's like all jacked and big now. And so there's this growth and maturity that you see across the board. That's what I'm highlighting from him. But even as far as like the portrayals, if you look at Zendaya, if you look at Ned, though of course, they're the people that we have seen before. But you can tell that, okay, you are far removed from where you were. And I love how the differentiation comes through in so many elements. I've mentioned a few, but one other is the naming convention. Now you don't do the home theme anymore. So it's like the home team was
Oh,
more,
yeah.
you know, around the high school. And even say brand new day. Like
Yeah.
you could have said brand new era. And it's still gonna hit hard because you're like, yeah, man, we're quite a ways down the road
Yeah.
from where we initially started off. And another
And then
thing,
to bring it into the story of him still growing up with his spider genetics, you know. what I
that's
mean?
the
Like,
thing, right? That's another element of the maturity. And also, as far as talking about differentiating from previous iterations, with Spider-Man,
New
you
Spider-Man,
also have other versions of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So there's like whatever extra thing that can help to even separate him further from them as well. And the maturity around the I would have never thought, and I don't think we ever had that we've never, any iteration before. Spider-Man, as far as the powers, all of that, you've
Yeah,
hit,
it's just you've plateaued, yeah.
or let's say rather, it's always been fully unlocked from the get-go.
Yeah.
So there's nothing more to explore, you know. So this was like such an interesting angle, especially even the justification of it, you know, the whole thing of if he's like, trying to suppress his human side or like isolate himself, and like, damn. So it's not just randomly happening, but yeah, I absolutely love that. And then the other major thing is the beauty of this movie. Before I go further, this movie was the embodiment of so many of the things I complain about when I'm talking about other movies. And I love that they finally showed that I'm not crazy. You can actually do a lot of these things. And in this particular instance, it's how beautiful it looked. And keep in mind, we were watching this in 2D.
Yeah.
No IMAX, no fancy whatever.
Yeah, no bells
But
and
to
whistles.
still have that much richness, like in the colors, even though it wasn't like bright and sparkly and happy, but it resonated so hard.
It
you know?
was a little love letter to New York.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Speaking of which, I love the realness
Yeah.
on the visual side of things, because we know, again, they usually lock them out in some room, green screens, whatnot, but you could tell that, no, man, everything around here, even the buildings, which a lot of the times, you know, pop up as fake in some of the other movies that we've gone through. So, yeah, absolutely love that. John Bernthal's Punisher, man, to maybe expound a bit further from what you said, him appearing is one thing, and it was great. I loved how much of him we got to see,
Yeah.
and how, look, there was an element of adapting to the Spider universe, if you
Yeah.
will, in terms of his character, but he was ultimately still
The
him.
Punisher, yeah.
And that, I was like, yes, you didn't nerf him or anything like that. He stuck to who he was, that whole brooding, come on, kid. And, you know, and my favorite line
I'm
was
gonna do it my way.
my favorite line, you blushing the daffodil. Amazing, man, amazing. So, yeah.
Yeah, because he still made those tough decisions, you know,
Li-
towards the end, you know.
Literally followed through,
Yeah.
even. It
He's
wasn't
like,
just
"I'ma do
on
it my
some
way."
Yeah, they didn't cast him aside. They didn't just have him say it and then nothing really, you know.
But it's not, maybe in the comics it's like that, but it's not a buddy cop relationship I never knew I wanted.
Nah,
and now I
fam.
have it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't want to lose it.
And I mean, even from like the teasers and the trailers, I was like, it would have been nice to not know that he's in there.
Yeah.
But you, of course, wonder how the two was going to come together, because sometimes there is that forced shoe in, as far as just because it's a Marvel character, but it felt so natural, or as close to natural as possible.
Yeah.
It didn't necessarily feel forced or misplaced. That's probably a better way to phrase it. Jean Grey, man. Let's get into that.
What a reveal.
Yes. And thank goodness there was something that wasn't spoiled
Yeah,
beforehand.
so what is it? Didn't they so I knew Sadie Sink was going to be in the movie, but I don't know if it
okay.
was they were announcing, or like the speculation was Jean Grey or Gwen Stacy. It might have been Gwen Stacy. I don't know.
Okay.
You can confirm, people. But what a reveal, because at first you think it's some guy in the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just hear a man's voice the whole time. And then, you know, it's not even one singular person. It's just a voice.
Yeah. And they took their time.
Yeah.
Oof.
And then they slowly revealed it, and then, oh, cool, we get a face, and we still don't know who it is.
Yes.
We still don't know which villain.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think which Spider-Man villain has telepathy.
okay.
Nothing came to mind, and then you
yeah.
see the file, Jean Grey, and the two of us just like audibly gasped. It's just like, because like if anything, this now confirms the X-Men
Yes.
in the MCU. You know, like within the movies now,
Yeah.
not necessarily
That they are
in, like,
canon.
outside of, you know, like at a Comic-Con convention announcement or something.
Yes.
So yeah, and then to see her at grassroots level of her power is interesting because we know how it's going to scale up going forward. And then what a portrayal as well, like, you know.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. For me, what I absolutely loved is the fact that, look, if you think of Blade, right? Look, the movie's officially cancelled, not happening. That's one thing. But as far as having a major character announcement, and then if you choose to intro it from another movie, how that goes about. And remember, it was Eternals. They did that thing with Kit Harington opening the sword and then Blade's voice, you know. For me, it was like, okay, I guess a little teaser, whatever. We've had other moments, so many times you're like, this character, you feel like this movie was more of a launchpad type thing.
Yeah, they did the Captain Marvel as well, for instance, like at the end of, was it Avengers? Infinity War, where you saw the logo.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that at least was just, it was a teaser. So that I was cool with. I'm speaking more to if they have a...
Oh, they actually introduced the characters.
Whether it's a character or just, some other tie-in, you know, a greater level of integration. But that doesn't really live up, or that you feel like, even without this, you know, we would have been okay. A version of that in this movie would have been, okay, you have your Jean Grey, but you keep at that level 1 version of her powers. And then it's like, okay, watch X-Men in order to see the... So the fact that they had her evolve within this movie, that was my favorite part. I was like, this is amazing. Because the entire time I'm thinking, okay, it's the mind reading and whatever. And I mean, talk about your motivation, dog. Yeah. You know, a lot of times we say, you know, villains, but this time again, I think more antagonist, if anything, but the fleshing out of the story, the also relatability that they, you know.
Yeah, and then just the full circle moment towards the end as well.
Yeah, you know? Like the relatability that they build within us, just on some ish. She's not even out here just trying to be malicious. She's trying to, you know, fight for someone that she loves.
And the world's been against her.
Yeah,
you know?
For no real reason.
Yeah,
and
other than she's different.
I remember the scene where, because the whole time I was like, hey, man, look, I don't know the dude, and I haven't watched Severance. I know he's from Severance. Tamil, I think is his name. I tried to
is that,
check it. That's the government
Metzger,
dude.
Metzger, yeah.
Yeah, what is it?
Bill.
Recovery, damage control. Yeah. The director of damage control.
I mean, people should learn by now. Never trust the MCU government.
Yeah. Even the real life government is a little iffy there, but yeah, we'll keep it MCU for now. So, and I'm like, but that's a problem, right? Because I haven't watched Severance, but he's a likable dude. So the entire time I'm like, hey, okay,
you believe in him, eh?
Yeah, you want to root for him, and even the partnership with them and Spidey. I'm like, okay, cool. I just unfortunately can't remember the first instance that had me like, hey, I don't know about this, you know? I don't know if you have yours.
Well, for me, like, I guess I've watched a lot of cinema over the years, so you always have a feeling.
Just a little, general paranoia.
But the reveal was really good.
It was, because what was it? It was just before then, man, when something alerted me. I think it was...
Use non-lethal.
No, it wasn't that. When they captured her, maybe. When they captured Jean Grey, and the whole thing of, don't worry, we're going to take good care of her. Just that line, I was like, hey, man, you've seen what your version of taking care of people is. Even if it's not necessarily killing, but someone with abilities, it's probably going to be, something unpleasant. So I think from that moment, I was like, I don't know. Then, of course, fast forward a bit, you have the reveal where MJ confirms that, nah, man, when you're in that trance, you can't record anything. So what the hell was homie talking about saying that, nah, when she was in my mind and, you know. But what a clever little... And that's the other thing with these, like, villains, the slickness, if you will. Like, he was so
very
smooth
slick,
and immediate, dog.
And at the beginning, they immediately threw us off because, like, Peter Parker's like, I trust him. I don't think he's lying.
And not to mention when he... Remember that security protocol of theirs? They're like, take off the mask. Yo, take off the mask.
Yeah.
And then he's like, nah. He's good, don't worry. And you're like, oh, hey, you know, like, boy, establishing that trust from the get-go. So, man, brilliant performance by him. I appreciate the aspect of, in this comic book movie, having just a normal civilian, basically, still be someone who's like pulling strings, or again, whether you want to call it a villain,
Winter Soldier,
Winter Soldier. But just getting back to that and doing it well. That was pretty dope, because of course the primary one was Jean Grey, but that's a power-based thing, you know. In fact, the whole time I never even tried to like guess it, because I'm like, there's no clues that I can follow on. And I thought it's maybe some, I don't know, like self-contained entity, if you will, that's busy possessing people, as opposed to someone inflicting
it's like somebody with an incorporeal body, like
Exactly,
you know what I mean? Like,
exactly, yeah. So that just added to, and the fact that even when you see her, you don't immediately go, oh, there was still like, okay, but who
Who's
are
this?
you?
Yeah.
Like, the build-up on there was insanely dope. Now, I want to ask, what did you think about the relatively sidelining of Ned and MJ in this movie?
I think it works. Simply because he has no relationship with them.
Yeah.
And if they're in their final year, so like at least 3 to 4 years, they have had no contact.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. Obviously, I would like more, but when they did have their little moments, it just made your heart a little bit warm.
Yes.
I don't know if it was subtle or not, or if it was intentional or not, but when like him and MJ are on opposite sides of the curtain,
Yeah.
you never see him smile, but he's talking to her and he's smiling. You know what I mean? You know, so if that's an intentional thing, chef's kisses.
Yeah.
And then when they had their moment in the apartment, it's just the three of them and they're playing Legos.
Man,
what a cute moment.
Like old times again.
So I think that's enough.
Yeah. I was curious about it going in. Back to my earlier point around, look, subsequent movies, you got to differentiate and so on. I kept thinking back to Ant-Man and how in the third movie, we didn't even see his friends at all.
Yeah.
And it made me think, especially even with the press run that they've been doing, you know, all three of them. And I'm just like, do we really need to see them? Because it's like, what else can you do? Is it just that whole thing of like, again, at some point it's going to feel like they're shoehorning them into Spider-Man's story.
Yeah.
And so the fact that they not only had them being distanced from one another, but to your point, the justification around is like, hey man, they forgot about him. And you saw how you now see MJ and Ned together, because I mean, their relationship hasn't changed much, but this is separated from Peter and Spider-Man. I love that because it added a different dimension and adds to the pain of his isolation.
His isolation, him doing it alone, 100%.
Yes, yeah. But like you said, whenever they would have these scenes, like the heartwarming.
Yeah, and even like there was closure. Like she's like, I don't love you anymore, you know?
Listen, man.
Oh, I don't love you. That's not the person who loves you. It hurts, but he needed to hear it.
And I love the conviction. Yeah, I love the conviction because again, you don't want to just okay, let's get back together and whatever.
But also the swerve. We talk about so many swerves here.
Listen, man.
But you know when I was thinking as we were watching, so if you don't know the scene, it's when he kisses MJ.
Yeah,
but he's actually kissing Jean Grey. Do you know what gave it away if you were actually paying attention?
The web swinging.
Yeah, she wasn't...
she was chilled.
Yeah.
Because remember I said to you, I was like, oh, now he's smoother because...
I thought you just meant him.
No, I was talking about him. That's what I'm saying. As in, that's what got my attention more than her. I noticed her, but in my mind, I'm like, okay, maybe because of how he's swinging, it's not so scary. That's how I justified it to myself, you know.
Yeah, but then...
then you realize as you put up, nah, man. And even that one kind of got me because, I mean, you now talking about Jean Grey possessing Zendaya, MJ, my bad.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man is like, let me go and save MJ. Not even looking back, once it's revealed, you realize the entire time she was always possessed, you know, and then again you realize, every single time that he would carry her somewhere, she would be freaking out, she would be, but she's like cool,
very
calm
chill,
and collected. But again, while we still are unaware of the possession, they kiss and then she's like, oh, Peter. And that for me, I was like, come on, are we gonna do this? And
and then the reveal came,
And even how it was revealed, he's like, hold her. Like, and through MJ's voice, Jane is speaking to Peter Parker as Jean Grey, saying, embrace her, hold her, you want to kiss her again?
Yeah, you think you really would have thought it was that easy?
I mean, talk about rubbing salt in the wound after all that this man has gone through. Because I mean, you speak about isolation, all of that, but he's still mourning the loss of Aunt May on top of everything as well. So that was like next level savage. But I loved the twisting of the dagger, throughout that entire scene. And then of course the whole thing of now having to interact with MJ as MJ once Jean Grey left her mind and facing the reality of the situation, like, oof. Yeah, that was crazy powerful, man. Excuse me. You also mentioned the action. I remember in the beginning, they were like, oh yeah, we've got the Hand working with us. And I mean, they are a criminal organization, you know, I at least know them primarily from Daredevil's story. And I'm like, ooh, the Hand is in this. And the thing with them, never mind the great ability to fight, it's also like the aerobatics and the theatrics around it. I'm like, are we going to see this? And they're like, yeah, no, they're working with us. And it's just about finding potential with people. And instead of seeing a problem, I was like, now the Hand is just going to be out here chilling in the dope gear and everything, almost teasing us. But man, talk about the payoff.
Yeah, that action scene, homage to like old what is it, kung fu movies with that jumping on the scene, and then I mean we talk about it a lot, but like that one shot where so good with the webs.
Yes. I loved him just going full on berserk, you know. And I mean, talk about the homage to kung fu movies. I don't recall the last time I watched certainly one of these comic book movies, but even in general, where there were so many moments that feel as though they're paying homage to something else.
Like throughout, I feel like there was so many homages to like old Spider-Man movies.
Yes,
like
the web slinging reminded me of Tobey's one.
MJ falling off was Gwen Stacy.
Amazing Spider-Man.
There was another one, also Tobey's one. I guess with the kiss with the
kiss with the half mask reveal, and then there is Otto Octopus.
With
the inhibitor on the back of the neck. What else? There were so many, like even other MCU movies, like. It was so packed, but it was done brilliantly across the board. It didn't feel cheap or just, some quick fan service thing. And I knew I would forget so many of them, but I'll see if there are any others that are actually going to pop up. And back to my earlier point around how they almost, not necessarily corrected, but just portrayed so many things I was complaining about. How many times have I said, after that brutal fight or whatnot, why is there no blood or whatever? Then when he took off his mask, and I mean, not to mention even the emotion.
Not even that scene. This is a fault on us, but the bathhouse.
Yes, his bruises.
And Florence Pugh.
Shout out.
We apologize.
The office there.
It's like even you just such a Spider-Man thing to leave your mask on and go fuck it.
Thankfully, not fully butter as much.
But just to see the bruises on his shoulders and
And that for me, it's not even a juxtaposition. It's more maybe the modern version of this point, which is initially we always say, if he then goes to school or if you see him crying, it's like, oh yeah, he's just a kid. Whereas now it's a matter of, look at what he's putting himself through in order to save others and take care of people in the neighborhood and all of that stuff. So seeing the bruises there was pretty dope. And then again, there where he was fighting the Hand, because I mean, they gave him a good lashing, hey? And then when he took off the mask and you just see the blood all over. And I'm like, wow. And it wasn't like some cheap move, like just out the nose or just out.
No.
Fam, like he was bleeding up here. I think it was like three prominent spots.
Didn't he also cough and you could like hear the blood coming out?
I think so. I can't recall.
Was that Frank?
I can't recall.
I don't know, but yeah.
But even so, just showing it in those moments, yes, it'll still be MCU
Even
fight.
when he got shot with the bullet, you could see it pooling behind him,
Dude, don't get me to... I'm going to get to that particular scene. So with this one, he like reveals the face with the blood. And then he's like, nah, screw this. Taking off the inhibitor.
Yeah.
And just allowing himself to go full berserk. I will say with all the things that I loved, I would have wanted a bit more from that scene on both fronts. Like the Hand really going wild with their fighting, especially because now with him going beast mode, he could keep up in his own way. Like seeing a lot more of that.
But maybe it was too much of a beast for them to keep up,
But I just mean as far as just showing it is my point. I would have loved to extend that scene a bit more.
But you did see it initially with the Scorpion, like...
Yes.
Yeah, that was full on beast mode.
Yes. Shout out to Scorpion as well. I don't know how you feel around his screen time, particularly as Scorpion, because I feel like
we
that
didn't
reveal...
get Scorpion. Did we get like a proper Scorpion in the older movies? No, we didn't.
No. This is the first time. But that's the thing, right? We've never seen him before. And remember, they had him in the guy in Homecoming, and then he got arrested, and then you could tell that okay, he's gonna come back.
Yeah.
And then now him come back. It almost felt like, oh, here's his moment, but. I would have wanted like even if it's purely extending that scene or have him be like a mini villain for a bit.
But the thing is, all the mini villains at the outset of the movie were already rounded up and put into prison. You know what I mean? So Spider-Man.
But the thing is,
defeated them.
yeah, no, with everyone else I get it, but just him in particular, with the history that we have with him, and going back to the
Okay.
first, I was like, it almost felt like his full circle moment, and because of that, I feel like got a little shortchanged as far as the screen time. But yeah, he did go. He went, and that's the thing about
Full
the whole
beast
beast
mode.
mode thing. It's not even about give us a 5-minute scene. No, just give us the full impact.
Yeah.
However long that takes.
Pull
Pulling out the tail, and then, like I said, you almost killed the cop.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, man. And I mean, he's got the relationship going on with,
yeah.
the detective the whole time. Shout out, I don't know if it's Lisa or Liza, so it's Liza. Did you watch
The
Dexter?
Bear. She's from The Bear as well.
Have you seen Dexter? Or you want me just, Batista is her real life husband.
Okay, yeah,
So her surname, I forgot.
Zayas.
Colon.
Zayas.
That's Zayas.
Yeah,
and then the
yeah. I
Zayas
know
is
David
from.
Zayas, yeah. So she's in The
Batista's
Bear
one.
if you want to go watch it.
Yes, Tina from The
Yeah.
Bay, in case you're unaware. I like the little back and forth. It's almost like their version. Again, homage, Gordon.
Gordon and
yeah,
Batman,
Gordon
yeah.
and Batman, yes. I was like, oh, okay, not mad at it. I like the way they portrayed it. It was
Yeah.
like just enough, and then, keep things moving. So, back to, the whole scene. There's like, I would have liked to see him go a little more beast mode, especially because, remember, with Scorpion's beast mode scene, Scorpion didn't really stand a chance.
Yeah.
Whereas the Hand, it's like, yo, these are, some next level fighters. But that aside, even tying into your earlier point, the webbing that we're seeing, right? And it reminds me of, I'll expand on it, when the time actually comes. But sometimes when we watch some of these movies, I always feel like, man, not even power scaling per se, but I call it like power immersion. Like whatever their abilities are, make it a real spectacular moment. And they did that
Yeah.
on a whole other level. If you talk
Yeah.
like just the web slinging, the usage of the webbing itself, and this scene
But also the
was the perfect
difference
embodiment
as well.
That's my point.
Like
Like it's not
the-
just the normal garden variety.
No, what I'm saying is like visually, it's visually different, the organic webs.
And the and the
the
synthetic
artificial,
one.
yeah.
Yes. So seeing that scene was still like a step up on top of everything we've seen in terms of his evolution
Yeah.
as the spider powers are developing further and further. And just man, how good went around and tying them up, and then that whole jump up, and then like you see that scene from that teaser that I've been seeing so many times. I'm like,
What is it,
I don't want to
Kamehameha?
see this. Yeah. And he hits, and I'm like, oh, that's where that's from, But even that was what's the word now? Damn it. It was basically like a practical move because he was doing that so that he could, like sling himself up. It was that, and not to mention also just holding themselves back. And speaking of going berserk, that teaser when he was flinging the one member of the Hand, and then they almost got impaled.
Oh, yeah.
Yo! Although that would have felt like such a dope confirmation of how beast
Berserk,
mode he's
yeah.
going, but the fact that he stopped, it tied
Yeah.
into what he was saying. Are you Spider-Man? Are you Peter Parker? It's like, nah,
both,
I'm both.
yeah.
And then you even see the eyes go normal. I was like, ooh, look at you, gaining full control of your powers. Yeah, that was pretty sick to see.
Speaking of berserk,
Yeah.
how do you feel about the Hulk going berserk?
Dude.
Is this not like what we've always wanted the Hulk to look like?
Thank you for the reminder,
You?
because I've been saying that from the get-go.
He doesn't look soft and
No,
squishy.
man, not only the look, but even just going crazy, because we've gotten little bits and pieces of that, but now it felt like his most unhinged,
Yeah.
but in the most brilliant way.
And you know
man.
what? I loved it how they had grey hair. Like as Ruffalo's getting older, the Hulk's getting older.
Yeah,
I love that. But also, like he looked more menacing.
Man. Dude, and remember, excuse me, that was his second transformation as the Hulk. He started off in that scene as the Hulk. He had the clothes on.
He was Smart Hulk. Yeah, he was still Smart Hulk.
With the clothes.
Yeah.
And now to just show how
Berserk, like full Hulk. Yeah.
he's now only ripping the clothes off. It's like even the Hulk accommodating clothes can't handle this
Yeah.
next level version. But from a visual perspective, because that's been my main gripe with the recent iterations of Hulk. Never mind
Yeah, it looked-
my questions around the talking, all of that stuff. But it looked very soft, as you said. Like, he looked fuzzy and squishy, and but now he was like, yo, when you talking Incredible Hulk, and the eyes, homage again. Edward Norton's Hulk, he had that, So many different moments of homage, but I was like...
Also the Loki, they teased it with the Loki smash.
But he then got out of it. I was like, yes, Spidey, exactly. Because remember, we've had a callback to that already.
Yeah.
So now the fact that it's not just the same old thing, it's like, no, I'm a little different. I enjoy that. And I thought he was stuck on the ceiling, doing his web crawling thing. Nah, he's on his back. Yeah, absolutely love that. Then fast forward to the scene you were talking about when he got shot. Like, talk me through your thoughts on that one.
I was like, I could see it coming when Frank went and did his thing.
Okay.
Because he's like, I'm gonna do it my way.
Okay.
You knew it was coming, but I didn't know he was gonna.
Oh yes,
gonna
yes.
save.
He was gonna take it. Ish.
But even then, before he even gets shot, just that build up of that whole scene,
the Spidey senses kicking in.
the Spidey sense. But even before that, the scene with him and first I would say him letting Jean Grey
into his
mind because he knew. Like, that's the maturity, right? He knew what she needed.
Exactly.
And the only way she could get what she needed if she was in his mind, and he let her in. Just to see that, and then having that little talk with Aunt May, and you could see, like, calmed her down.
Man.
And then at the end, him being the mentor sitting in Aunt May's place, and I'm just like, it's full circle, guys. Character growth.
And that's the ethos of this entire movie. Like, their ability to build on something and build on it again and again without breaking it, without getting to the cheesy point or without overdoing it. Like, so many amazing moments, you know, and this is, was without a doubt one of them. So it's like the lead into that, because now it's like, okay, she's softened up finally.
Yeah.
She's now... And remember, that's on the back of him trying to speak to her to calm her down.
And she's just found out who killed her sister. You know what I mean? Like, VMAX.
And I mean, talk about that again, the power immersion. Like I say, the display of her abilities. I mean, even when Frank was like, "Yo, man, this thing is going out like a kilometer into the island," and it's like, "Oh, now that's how far."
From 33 feet to a whole kilometer.
Exactly, right? And then when they were showing Frank, I realized, I was like, "Oh, it's actually expanding."
Yeah, it was moving.
It's expanding. I'm like, yo. And then, of course, inside the prison, I guess, like pulling homie in, even how they built that up, you know, he like just flew in and then sat in the chair and then the straps and then just turning around.
And then the glass.
Just hanging there and slowly but surely, like, you know, getting closer and closer. Visually, wow.
Stunning,
Yeah. But within the storytelling, because sometimes the two are done brilliantly but independently. But yeah, the blending was insane. And again, to the shooting then.
Yeah, like Spider Sense, you know, Spider Sense is just it's a goated power. And then just to make that sacrifice, you know. But even then, afterwards, just to be like, Frank knew what he did. Peter knew what Frank did. But just to have a laugh at the hospital at the end.
Yeah, not even having to get past the whole, hey man, I'm sorry. It's like, no. We get it. We're just moving right by it. But still having a tender moment. It's not on some, brush it to the side type of thing. Like,
I saw you cry. Fam. Punish your cry.
Fam. How could you not? Like, when
not you specifically, but you know what I mean? Like,
punish it.
Yeah. But if you did.
No, listen. Again, how could you, like, so many moments in this movie where I was just like, yo, what is happening? Like, no, they proper had me to divert quickly. I mean, and definitely have said this before, but it's still relevant. Like, I'm not Mr. Couple this, couple that, whatever, but both in real life and even on screen, when it comes to, you know, MJ and Spider-Man and, you know, Tom Holland is in there, like, they've always just, I don't know, man. Yeah, they just always had that thing. But in this movie, the chemistry was at its peak. Yeah.
As the kids would say, this movie is peak.
By far. And yeah, how that always just played in and came out. And it's almost like, not just because of their real life, you know, relationship, but because, again, of the amazing chemistry the two of them have. it added so much weight to everything that was happening, the scenes around, and of course a lot of them were like sad, which we did address. But yeah, that was definitely one of the moments that got me in my feels. And even the one day where they were laughing, like before even that one, hence my constant bringing up of the shooting. When I said there's so many moments in here that speak to what I've been asking for from other movies. The one is, look, it's our hero, and if there's an injury, you expect that they're going to bounce back or whatnot. I don't want to lie, I wasn't so sure with this one. And
yeah, genuinely, like when he got shot, I
yes,
thought, is this it? Is it like, yeah.
I genuinely
I bought in, yeah.
And that's my only thing. Like, never mind him recovering, but make me feel something from him getting shot. Because all the time you're a hero, and there's some major injury, and then you're like limping off like it's nothing. But he was just there, like.
And then when Frank brings him into the hospital, he's just like, dead fish.
Even that whole thing when she was like, no, I'm fine. You could tell that no, he is not fine. He's like proper hurt.
And I loved it because it's what Aunt May told him when she was dying.
Exactly.
It's like,
Again, another homage moment. But I suppose, even though I may not have been super conscious of it, in the back of your brain, there's the consideration of the fact that this is Frank who shot him. Like, it's not just some pistol wielding gang member, whatever. It's an artillery, type of dude who's really about it. So you know that, man, the damage that's there is not minimal. And like you said, when he was carrying, I'm like, is this it? Even when they went to the hospital, I'm like, yo, is he just gonna die? And then when you saw him like wake up, and like I said, every time I have these hospital scenes, whenever they remove the drips and the oxygen, I hate it so much. But I like that Frank incorporated. It's like, no, don't. And I'm like, yes, because why are you removing this thing that's keeping you alive? Damn it, you just got
for
shot.
For me, it's the one that's like, I give blood. If you do that, it's coming. It's coming.
You're talking about no web slinging. This is like blood,
Yeah.
But at least it was just the oxygen mask. But that's the thing, right? Back to the point about the build-up. As if there hasn't been enough to this point, then how they even played it out as far as it's of course their conversation and then the emotional scene right after that with the people cheering for him. And you could tell when he was in his, when he was still in the room looking out at them, he was absorbing it almost to say, I didn't realize I've got this much love.
I've been validated.
Which is wild, but if you think about how...
It's just been so... that's the thing when you're isolated, you know what I mean? Like, you don't... You're in your bubble.
You let nothing in, including all the good and positive that's going on around you. So it was the first time in years that he's allowed himself to feel that and to just absorb it in. And I'm like, talk about a brilliance of a scene. It doesn't even require any words. Just him observing and him reacting. So a lot of the times when you hear me rant about certain things, just go watch this movie and understand that it can actually be done. And keep in mind, I've been doing this for like years at this point, basically, So, yeah, man, sheesh. And
what
then
a roller coaster.
That's pretty much, bringing us to the end of the movie. And I don't even know if there are any low lights or anything you feel worth mentioning in that regard. But
no, not really. Eh?
Listen, I'm telling you now.
This is probably maybe it's recency bias, but probably most complete MCU movie.
Without even hearing where you were going, I said nah, because I'm like, it's not recency bias, man. This movie is really that incredible. And I'm telling you this for free. I'm going to watch this every week until it's out of the cinemas. Like, this is, nah, fam. This was absolute cinema. Like, on a whole other level, man. With all that being said, what's your rating out of 10?
Dude, I don't know if a 10 exists.
It's all on you, dog.
Yeah.
It's available. It's at your disposal.
Okay, I don't think I'll ever give a movie a 10. But I think this is like a 9.5 for me. 9.5. That range there. It's really high. Really, really high.
I've been going back and forth between the 9 and a 10. And you know what, man?
If you're going to watch it every week for the next 10 weeks.
At the cinema. I'm not talking about no bootlegging or whatever. And I mean, I've never had that about any movie as much as I've loved it. So I'm going full on 10. Like, And again, not in the sense that it was perfect, but because of just how brilliant.
It's it's a whole
It
movie,
is on-
if you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
if
levels
I can,
on
if I
levels
can
on levels.
truncate it down, it's a whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get all the emotions, you get all the classic fun things.
You get the fan service, you get the
Yes.
character design, you get the action, you
The
get
most amazing melting pot, man. I even caught a glimpse of something when we left the cinema online when they said it was the most Ditko movie that they've made. And I think it's Steve Ditko. So Stan Lee, of course, knows that the guy from the comics. Then there are two others. One is Steve Ditko, and then there's Jack Kirby.
yeah.
So
No, Jack Kirby.
They had a lot of influence in some of the earlier comics, and I'm like, oh, I actually didn't even think about it in that sense, as far as it being such a comic booky type movie. But because of how much realism there was, the perfect kind of realism.
Or is it the sci-fi homages as well? Like, I think it was Men in Black at one stage. They was playing in the
playing
background.
on the TV, and then I said
there's lots of Star Wars
after that.
There was even anime. I think there was Death Note, Naruto. There was Naruto there as well for the anime.
So they like
fans.
nerded out.
They
to the
nerded out
max with
properly.
this one.
Yeah.
Nerd maxing, if
Yeah.
you will. Nah, man, I'm definitely giving this a 10 without a doubt.
Yeah, so 9.5 then for me.
And I mean, you called it, man. Top 3 even. But the question is, okay, let me start off by running it back.
Recap it for us.
Yeah, so we got Avengers Infinity War, right, as number 1. We've got Iron Man 1 as number 2. Spider-Man Homecoming as number 3.
Yep.
And then in number 4, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy 3 alongside...
Civil War.
No.
Winters.
Number 5 was Civil War and Endgame. Number 4...
Winter Soldier.
No. Winter Soldier, I believe, has gotten knocked out. It's Endgame. And
Must be Civil War then.
It'll come to me.
Yeah.
I feel like it wasn't, but yeah. Let's just say then Guardians of the... No Way Home is number 4. Yes.
Okay.
No Way Home. So, one more time. Avengers Infinity War. Iron Man 1 is number 2. Spider-Man Homecoming is number 3. Spider-Man No Way Home is number 4 alongside Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And then in 5th place, we've got Avengers Endgame as well as Captain America Civil War.
Okay, got you.
So yeah, what's your thoughts as far as where this one slots? I'm happy to...
Number 1, man.
I was going to say out the gate, I'm happy to just say number 1.
Yeah, for sure.
But now, do you want to have it over Infinity War or...
Yeah.
Even before I said alongside, I'm like, nah, fam. Remember, Infinity War, it's got that
movie.
culmination, it's the ensemble, but this as a standalone, like, number 1 without a doubt.
Yeah, I definitely think it's...
So then we've got
2 will fall out there.
Endgame and Civil War sliding off. So now the new top 5. Spider-Man, Brand New Day. Like, day 1 and everything, it is like, boop, top of the charts. Spider-Man.
There's a reason they call
Day.
him the greatest superhero of all time. Or Stan Lee's called him the greatest superhero of all time. You know?
And again, we've spoken about Tom Holland being our favorite guy, but...
I mean, this solidifies it, right?
And also, while people can argue that, you can't argue him having the greatest Spider-Man movies. Like, that is just, forget about it. So, number 1, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Number 2, Avengers Infinity War. Number 3, you've got Iron Man 1. Number 4, you've got Spider-Man Homecoming. And then number 5, you now have Guardians of the Galaxy 3 as well as Spider-Man No Way Home. Even that, 3 out of the 4 movies in the top 5, like, pretty wild, but well-deserved. And that's pretty much it then for this iteration from us. You know the drill, man. Follow us, Instagram. Link below the description even, the Phantom Geek Zone. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. And as far as what's next, man, just keep your eyes glued to PGZ. Peace.